Hello, everybody. I am AWiseBrown. You are watching AWiseTalks, and this is
Fashionabbynyc. How are you?
all right. Fashionabbynyc. All right. Now, are you a stylist? What is it that you do?
A little bit of everything in the area of fashion. So I like to obviously style. I like to curate. I enjoy repurposing. Working with some amazing rag houses. It's always been part of my DNA. So I live and breathe fashion. It's something that I've been doing since I was a kid, and never quite knew when I would actually branch out and really make a living out of it. So that's who I am right now. A lot of folks, I feel, unfortunately, just wear the garment, and they spend a lot of money in the garments, but they don't know the history of it. They don't know where it derives from. They don't know where it's going. They don't know how their money has been broken down into the market. So I think taking a basic education of what it is that you're wearing, since you're spending your money, I think it only goes to build that person up more. And it's not that my word is the gospel. I just want to cover those parts of what we do. So.
Okay, so that means, so when I come to Fashion Abby, I am not just getting a look or getting an outfit.
Right.
I'm also I'm learning about the culture. So I'm engaged in whatever my outfit is.
Right, absolutely. And
Okay.
another thing that I want to add that I think is important, assuming you come to me and you say, hey, look, can you help me with a particular look? We extend those services to you, and also we want to know what it is that you do. So if we're providing a service to you as well, and you're providing a service to me, how can I provide a service to you as well? So we create relationships and we try to find an equilibrium between serving each other, reciprocation between each other. I think is very important. So if you're a news person, sport personality, whatever the case may be, I like to be able to take your information, put it across our platform, create contacts for you. You talk to your folks, I talk to my folks, and relationship building I think is very important.
Okay, all right. Well, I have seen you before, and you do
Thank you
like
so much.
you like to build relationships.
I think that's very important, and that's why we're here today, man. Relationship
I
building.
think so, yeah. Okay,
you.
Fashion Abby, so that's good. So now I think you've given people out here,
I hope so.
Well, you've given them some information as to what it is that you could offer them. So now what I want to do is peel back the layers, because that's what I do.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now take me back. So how did you get into this? Now you said when you were younger, you have always been into fashion.
For as long as I can recall, I've always been into fashion. When I was a kid, I have a strong recollection of taking magazines, particularly in newspapers and journals, and plaster them all over the wall. And I remember my mother actually walking in like, what are you doing? You putting all these, pictures on the wall.
I love it.
And I couldn't have been no more than 12 or 13 years old. So taking Vogue magazine and all those magazines back then, even Jet magazines and Ebony, wasn't exactly fashion magazines, but anything that looked rather unique to me and fashionable, I would clip it out and just plaster it, literally make wallpaper out of it. So I've been doing it for as long as I can, and then up until 2015 is when I branched out and opened up, the Fashion Abby pop-up store in collaboration with friends, and I just never looked back. I realized that some folks look at my Instagram page and wonder what it is that this guy does, right? And you'll notice that as I continue to post, I make myself very accessible. So I created a family, a social network base of stylish folks as part of a community.
Okay.
I want likers, whatever you want to call it. I don't even use the term likers, but I call most folks family as part of my whole social fashion base.
I love that.
Yeah, it's truly part of a social community, a fashion community. But the premise of the business that we want to provide at the end of the day is to get different brands exposure. That's one of the primary things that we want to do, and it's a one-stop shop.
I love it.
It's just a matter of what the client wants. Exchange.
And when you say client, we're talking about consumers and brands
as well.
So
absolutely.
Okay.
And differentiating between the two, but they're all clients to us at the end of the day.
got you.
And family as well. Creating a marriage between both the consumer and the manufacturer, the designer, the distributor. At the end of the day, fixing logistics on how things get done and shopped. creating a different product. I think the industry needs that a lot right now. So,
if I want to know what's hot and what's new, right? Should I come to Fashion Abby? Should I go to the page?
Absolutely. I mean, the one thing that we're doing on our end, we're doing our due diligence, and a lot of what you're seeing out there are pieces that probably are just retrending at the end of the day. And you can't expect your consumers to know this, and you have to be the one to provide this information to them. So if you want to get a perspective on what's trending in a particular area of fashion, because fashion is a very generalized term.
Yeah.
Do you want couture, or do you want chic? Do you want streetwear, street style? Or are you looking to blend, the two together, create a blend or equilibrium between classic style
and does
couture?
Fashion Abby have all of that?
What we try to do, if you look on my page, we try to touch on a little bit of all of that. We assume that there is more than one population group within the realm of fashion. So, and you can't assume that because jeans cut in the knee with a long t-shirt or whatever the case may be is the it look for the moment. I think it's very important to do your due diligence and to provide a variety of different looks so that your consumer base will know what to select from.
Okay.
And that depends on your consumer at the end of the day.
Oh, I got it. So you're saying it's a very individualistic approach.
Absolutely.
Okay.
My consumer base has been from A through Z and Z back to A. So if I'm looking for a certain clientele, it's a little bit difficult to zero in because it's a little bit of everything and everyone, young, old, different age group, different population groups. They all want different stuff. One thing I want to add very quickly is that you have an older consumer having fun with pieces that normally a 21-year-old or even 18-year-old will wear, and you have an 18 or 19-year-old or mid-20s in that population group wearing classic style and vintage of what normally somebody older would wear. So there's been this amazing exchange in style and culture where there are no more rules. So you don't know your target until you're really out there doing what you do best, man. So, and it keeps changing all the time. So I consider myself a vintage enthusiast. I love classic. I love to know how far a piece has traveled before it made it to me. Right?
You did say you were about the story.
About the story. It's all about the story.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that what folks do not take into consideration, and I will tell you this is probably the secret that most designers won't tell you, is that a lot of the pieces that are trending are pieces that come out of history. So, case in point example, if you look at tailcoats, certain box stores had tailcoats last season, right? For winter, fall 2016.
Okay.
Or autumn, winter until 16, 17, right? So that's great. But at Fashion Abbey, we had a ton of collection pieces from Hickey Freeman that were original. Just say a case in point example. So the designers knew, these big brand designers know certain pieces to sort of replicate, in terms of the definition about what retro represents. So when you look at pieces that are trending today, chances are they're coming out of the history books. Now, a person who can create an equilibrium between both, I think that you'll be very fashionable. If you can incorporate vintage with trending pieces and do it well, I think you're good to go. This look, in terms of how I just sort of, flipped it and, rolled up with this type of diameter, is a look that's been around probably since the early, I would say mid-60s, well up into the 70s, man. It's a retro look, man.
Yes, it's a retro look, okay. Going back to the whole classic thing.
Yeah, so when you think of PF Flyers, my dear friend and mentor and brother and great guy, Luigi out of Brooklyn Circus, he repped that line for a very long time, so credit to him on the PK Flyer line. Some of his models were already wearing their hats kind of rolled up. I've been doing it for years because when we were little, and I hate to give out my age on camera, when we were young, we were rolling these up, getting them.
Rolling hats up when we were younger
when we were kids. So this is something that's been around for a long time, and for me, I didn't give it no thought. I just decided to wear this particular hat and roll it up with no precondition to it.
This is another thing that I've always noticed about you.
Purple collection though with the Vans, they can't really see.
Okay,
but
the
that's another-
Vans, okay. But the glasses, your eyeglass game
Right.
is always on point.
Thank you so much. I
Yeah,
appreciate
what's
it,
the
man.
deal? So do you think that eyeglasses make a look or help make a look?
Absolutely. At the end of the day, I said this once, I'll take it to my grave. Accessories are essential. Very, very essential. And it doesn't mean that you need to spend a lot of money.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that you need to be super duper loud with it. It's totally up to you. There's no right or wrong way to do it. It just depends on your occasion. But walking around in the city, and we're in Brooklyn right now, you know, you put on a
Brooklyn,
nice,
hey.
yeah. You know, first of all, I need to see. Let's call it for what it is. I like the idea that it's fashionable.
I thought that they were just fashionable.
No, I need to see. If I take these off, I crash into the wall, man, right?
Well,
But,
don't do that. We don't want that.
you know, if I need to wear eye frames and I need to wear them, why not wear a nice, well-constructed pair of eye frames? That's all I'm saying. If you need to,
Okay.
if you want to wear a chain, something exceptional, why not wear a nice one? And it doesn't have to. It doesn't need to be platinum. Doesn't need to be gold. Doesn't need silver. It could just be something that has a little style, a little flair to it. So, let me just add one other component to this.
Yes, please do.
Is that when you shop, you should shop for pieces that are going to serve you. And that's one of the things that we do here at Fashionabbynyc is that we try to provide garments and pieces and accessories that are used interchangeably. That's very, very important because you don't want your consumer, your client, your members, part of your community spending unnecessary money. And we see that all the time. Every event, you need a new pair of frames, you need a new pair of shoes, you need a new pair of trousers. When if you buy the right pieces and create great blends and use these pieces interchangeably that work, then you don't need to spend a lot of money, and that's what I do. And that's the same thing with some of the accessories. I can, you know, keep these on and maybe throw in a blazer or something else and go out to a nightclub. Or I can keep them on and I can go to work. I don't need to buy 5 pair of glasses for 5 different occasions.
Okay.
So, as an example.
Oh, that's a good tip for all of us.
Definitely
that's a
good tip. It's all about saving money.
Yeah. Let's leave off on this note. What is it that you want to leave with your viewers?
What I will leave with my viewers is simply, look, follow me. You're not obligated to do so.
Okay.
It doesn't cost you anything. I'm
Okay.
under Fashionabbynyc. That's Fashion ABBYNYC. At the end of the day, the only thing I can say is I give you my word that we work organically. We work very hard to bring you the latest fashion tips, if we will. Feel free to reach out with any questions you may have.
All right. Sounds good. Well, thank you so much,
Right.
Fashion Abby.
Thank you so much, Ray, and I appreciate you having me. Man.
Thank you for
Very
taking
good at what
some-
she does.
for taking some time out of your schedule
My
today.
pleasure.
All right, guys. So that is it for AWise
Take care.
Talks, and we will see you next week. Bye. Say bye to Fashion Abby.
Take care, man.
Fashionabbynyc. Right?
NYC, yep.
All right. Follow him on Instagram.